Welcome back, Naturalistas. Here we are, 2024. I just wanted to wish everyone a happy new year and welcome you back to a show that's going to be better than ever. Why? Because we realize that you guys like a lot of the things that we're covering. So we're going to do more of that. And from the other end, we just need to look at life and see how fast we're moving or not moving and decide that 2024 is going to be a great year regardless of the lessons. And remember that your energy is your currency and that who tries to control your energy is controlling your currency. So keep that in mind. 2024 is going to be a great year, and we are looking forward to bringing you wonderful things that will make your life better. Thanks, and we will see you next time. This week on Naturalista, we are going to be covering the ancestral Tainos. Why? When I went to the Dominican Republic to film the Colonial Zone show a couple of weeks ago, I realized that there was so much unexplored heritage there that I decided to go on another journey. And that journey was about exploring the actual ancestors of the Dominican Republic, which were the Indian Tainos. The Tainos had a spiritual practice, and that one was of connecting with their ancestors to be in touch with their higher self. That is now a new age kind of technique, and it has its roots in the Taino tribe. Can you believe that? We're going to go through all of the different images that they believe represent these spiritual deities. It was so amazing to go through this walk in this garden at this park called Escape Park. And this park had all of these monuments that were just so distinctive of the Taino tribes, the cultures, their beliefs. And we're going to go into more why the tradition is being carried on in the Dominican Republic. Why do they continue to explore and maintain the cultural roots of the Tainos? So we're going to learn more about that. So stay tuned. There's a lot to cover. So you want to make sure that you have your coffee and you're sitting down so that you could go through the process of every single one of these monuments that we're going to cover and what their meaning is and was at the time. So stay tuned for that. We are so glad to have you back. The Tainos demonstrated advanced navigation skills, effortlessly traversing the Caribbean islands in impressive wooden canoes that could accommodate up to 100 passengers, as noted by Spanish explorers. Their adeptness extended to agriculture, where they cultivated three primary crops: cassava, corn, maíz, and sweet potatoes, batata. The Taino social structure started with level one was the cacique. The cacique had many responsibilities throughout the village. He or she presided over a village and organized daily activities. The cacique was responsible for the storage of surplus commodities, organizing public feasts and dances. This position had the power of life and death over others in the village. In addition, the cacique had the most powerful semi, a deity or ancestral spirit held within the structural object, and supervised worship amongst the group. Then we have the Nitainos. The Nitainos were nobles and warriors who participated and voted in the village councils concerning village matters. Then we have the Behique. The Behique was the medicine person or the shaman. They guided the village, religious activities, and performed sacred rituals. They were responsible for taking spiritual quests to the lower and upper worlds to learn the will of the semi, the god, and to foretell the future. Then we had the Naboria. These were the common people who were lifelong serfs. These people did not have any personal property, rights, and ownership, but labored in the fields, fished, and hunted. The spiritual belief system of the Taino people was deeply rooted in their connection with nature, the cosmos, and the spiritual forces that governed their world. Some key aspects of the Taino spiritual belief system is animism or nature spirits. The Taino were animists, believing that spirits inhabited all living and non living things. Not too far fetched, is it? They attributed spiritual significance to elements of nature such as tree, rocks, rivers, and animal. In this case, we all know that everything is energy, right? So they weren't that far off. The semis were sacred objects representing ancestral spirits and deities. Crafted from wood, clay, or stone, these idols played a central role in Taino rituals and their ceremonies. Different communities had their own unique semis. The connection with their ancestors was a big deal. The Taino maintained a strong connection with their ancestors, believing that their spirits continued to influence the living. Ceremonies and rituals often involved communication with the spirits of the deceased for guidance and protection. Deities. The Tainos included various deities, each associated with specific aspects of nature or cosmic forces. Jakahu, Atabe, Guabasex, and Huracan, examples of deities. And we have more that we're going to share with you as we move forward. The ceremonies and rituals, they engage in elaborate ceremonies and rituals to honor their deities, seek protection, and celebrate significant events such as planting, harvesting. These rituals often involve dances, music, and the use of sacred objects. Caciques, who were both political and spiritual leaders, played a crucial role in the Taino society. They were responsible for overseeing religious ceremonies and maintaining a connection with the spiritual realm. And of course, cosmic beliefs. The Taino had a cosmology that integrated celestial bodies into their spiritual worldview. The sun, the moon, the stars were often regarded as manifestations of powerful deities. It is important to note, though, that the details of the Taino spirituality may vary among different communities and regions, and our understanding is based on the archaeological findings, historical accounts, and the oral traditions that have been preserved. In Taino mythology, several deities were revered by the indigenous people of the Dominican Republic. Some of them were Yukahu, often considered the supreme god and the spirit. The cosmic belief system of the Taino people held celestial bodies like the sun, known of Guarionex or Jikuji, was seen as a powerful deity symbolizing life, light, and energy. It represented the source of warmth and vitality, crucial for sustaining life. The moon, referred as Atabe, played a complementary role embodying femininity and the nurturing aspects of nature. It was associated with fertility cycles and the ebb and flow of the tides. The Taino people often integrated their understanding of these celestial entities into their spiritual practices and daily lives, recognizing the interconnectedness of the cosmos in their earthly existence. Ramon Guillén. Ramon is the owner of an artisan cultural center in Jamasa, which is in the north side of the Dominican Republic by the Terrenas. Here he's showing us his place, and he has different groups and tours that come to visit, and he's explaining to them every single deity and the process of making casabe, which is made from cassava or yuca, to those on the northern side of the United States. Here, he not only gives them a cultural tour, he kind of shows them the whole process of how they're made, which is the most interesting part of this, is the effort and the energy that goes into making these different deities so that they could be taken outside the country and, exposing people to the Taino culture, their foods, and it's an amazing experience to have. If you decide to go to the Dominican Republic, you could definitely visit Ramon Guillén in Jamasa. This is Luna, Sun. Um, they are just so beautiful and they express so much about a culture that has disappeared, but their inspiration and their spiritual practice is still with us. At least in the Caribbean islands, it still stands as part of their heritage. It is so great to see how Ramon Guillén, through these different monuments and tours and different things. They have one in Escape Park in Punta Cana. They also have another one at the Serenis Hotel in Bávaro. And he is expanding and continuing on expressing his heritage of in specifically of the Taino heritage. And he is making not only opportunity for artisans and people to work for him, but for this to be exported and be part of bringing in capital through tourism. So that's a really interesting part. Here we're going to see this is one of the chairs. It's called a dujo. This is where the cacique used to sit. Handcrafted Taino inspired pieces involve an intricate and time consuming artisanal process, emphasizing meticulous handmade craftsmanship. So, the process of crafting ceramics from clay involves several steps, pottery or ceramics making process. From harvesting and preparing the clay, which we see him do here, to ensure consistency. This step enhances the plasticity of the clay, making it easier to work with. To molding, there are various methods of forming the clay, including hand building techniques, like you see here, coiling, slab construction, as well as wheel throwing for creating symmetrical forms. It all depends on the artist, the intent, and the desired outcome. The drying, after the clay is shaped into a desired form and needs to dry. This process helps to reduce the moisture content and prepares the clay for the next stage, which is, the dry clay is then subjected to the first firing. This occurs at, a relatively low temperature, typically between 1650 Fahrenheit and 1940 Fahrenheit, making the pieces more durable and ready for glazing. Then it goes to the glazing process, which it involves applying a liquid mixture of materials that forms a glossy or a matte surface on the ceramic. And then the glaze firing, which is the process that typically occurs at a higher temperature for the clay to cure. Of course, then you have the cooling and the inspection process, making sure that it didn't crack. Observing the process of hand molding clay instills a profound connection with the artist, as it becomes a true manifestation of body, mind, and spirit. The energy invested in crafting each piece is tangible, creating a unique and meaningful expression that goes beyond the physical form of the artwork. The creation of artisanal pieces that involve the use of all five elements, from fire, water, air, earth, and ether energy, establishes a deep spiritual connection. Each element contributes to the transformative process, symbolizing a harmonious blend of natural forces. The artist, in its engagement with these elements, transcends the physical act of creation, infusing the artwork with spiritual significance and energy that resonates on a profound level.
ongoing efforts to remind and educate the younger generation in the Dominican Republic about their Taino heritage have sparked a growing interest in exploring and understanding this cultural legacy. Places like the Ramon Guillén Artisanal Village serve as inspiration hubs, fostering a sense of connection and encouraging future generations to delve deeper into their Taino roots. These initiatives not only inspire younger generations to embrace their Taino heritage, but also kindle a passion for learning about the artisanal arts embedded in their cultural heritage. The rich tradition of artisanal arts runs through their veins, encouraging them to explore and appreciate the intricate skills and creativity passed through the ages. From cassava to pure cacao or chocolate made with milk to corn. The Tainos not only incorporated their main foods into their diet, but also utilized them for beauty purposes. They harnessed the natural benefits of these ingredients, such as using corn for skin exfoliation, aloe for soothing, sunburn, sweetgrass as a tonic for hair growth and shine, and cassava root as a natural shampoo. The holistic approach to beauty reflects their deep connection with the environment and the resourcefulness of their cultural practices. The Taino culture continues to thrive in the Caribbean islands, leaving a lasting presence that serves as a constant reminder of their existence in the region. As we celebrate the vibrant tapestry of Taino heritage, let these echoes of the past inspire us to embrace the beauty, resilience, and wisdom embedded in our roots. Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey through time, where the spirit of the Taino people continues to weave its enchanting story into the fabric of our present.
Yeah.